Okay, so here's our metric system number line. It's actually a tool that's really easy to use, guys. In the middle we have our base units. Okay, our base units for distance is meter, for volume is liter, and for mass, which is how much stuff there is gram. Okay, and when we talk about base unit, we're talking about everything we base our prefixes after. So then we have our prefixes. We have from large prefix kilo. Kilo means 1,000. So if we have a kilometer, we have 1,000 meters. Hecto means 100. Deca means 10. Deci means 1/10. Centi means 1/100th. And milli means 1/1000th. And you can remember those last two if you know Spanish. Cien means 100, so centi is 1/100th, and mil is 1,000, so it's 1/1000th. Okay, so once again, if I have my base unit here, let's say in this case it's meter, I can put any one of these prefixes here. Let's say I use kilo, and I can put kilo here, and I get kilometer, which means 1,000 meters. Or for a smaller example, let's use gram. I have gram here, but I want to use something smaller than a gram. So let's say I use centi. I put centi in front, and I get centigram, which means 1/100th of a gram. So it's really a quite useful tool, this number line and the prefixes, to help us to understand numbers. Now I'm going to show you how to convert units of one size to units of another here in just a second. So now we want to use the number line to help us convert from one type of unit to another type of unit, and it's actually really quite simple. So the first thing you need to do is you need to find out what you're starting with and where you're going to. So in this case, I'm starting with kilometer, so I'm going to circle kilometer here, and I'm going to meter, so I'm going to circle meter here, or base unit. Then I need to find out how many steps and in what direction I need to go. So I go from kilometer, I go right, 1, 2, 3. So I need to go right 3 times. Now, the easy part. We take our number, which is 1.2. We take our decimal, which is right here, next between the 1 and the 2, and we do with the decimal what we did on the number line, which is go right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And here's my new decimal, and if there's empty space between my last number and the decimal, I fill in with the numbers 0. So my final answer for 1.2 kilometers to meters is 1,200 meters. And all I did was move the decimal the same direction as I moved on my number line. Let me do one more example and then we'll go on ahead. This time I want to go from milligrams to grams, in this case 325 milligrams to grams. So I'm starting from milligrams, so I find milli on my number line. And I'm going to grams, so I find gram on my number line. Now I need to count how many steps and in what direction I have to go. So for example, I need to go left 1, 2, and 3 to get to gram. That's left 3 times. Okay, so I take my number again, 325, and where's the decimal if it's not listed? Well, yeah, it comes right after the last number. So my decimal's there, and now I need to go left 3 times. So I go left 1, 2, 3. And there is my new decimal. So my final answer becomes 0.325 grams. On the next 3 slides, we're going to do more formal examples. So now it's time for example 1. I want to convert 1.22 grams to milligrams. Okay? So what I need to do is I need to find out where I'm starting from. Well, I'm starting from grams. So I'm starting from my base unit, which is grams. And I'm going to milligrams. So I'm going to milli. So I start with gram and I head right 1, 2, 3 to get to milli. That's 3 to the right. So I take my number again, 1.22. I'll make the decimal green so we can track it. And I take it 3 spots to the right. 1, 2, 3. And I have my new decimal point. Now, if there's a blank spot between the last number and the decimal, I need to fill that in with a 0. So my new number becomes 1,220 milligrams. Do you see that? Now let's do example 2. I want to convert 123,000 liters to kiloliters. So I need to find out where to start. I need to start at liters. Well, here's liters right here. Okay, and I need to get to kiloliters. Well, kilo is all the way over here. So I need to go 1 to the left, 2 to the left, 3 steps to the left. So I take my number again, 123,000. And the decimal, well, where does the decimal go? The decimal, if it's not listed, is always after the last number. So here's my decimal point, right after the last 0. And I need to go 3 steps to the left. So I go 1, 2, 3 steps to the left, and I get 123, because the decimal is right after the 3. So 123 what? 123 kiloliters is my answer. Okay, last example. This time I want to take 1,245,000 millimeters and I want to convert them to kilometers. So now we have quite a few more steps to go. Well, we're starting with milli. So we know we're starting with milli, and we know we're going to kilo, from millimeter to kilometer or kilometer. Okay, so how many steps do I need to take? I'm going from milli to kili, so I'm going left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how many steps to the left I need to move my decimal. So here's my number again. 1, 2, 4, 5, 0, 0, 0. And the decimal, right, is after the last number if it's not written. And so we take our decimal and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is my new number. It becomes 1.245 kilometers. Now it's important to remember, if these zeros come after that 5, we can just leave them off because they're not placeholding. You get it?